Most parents in Germany are unknowingly making a very expensive mistake. They save for their children, but they save in the wrong place. This video will look at how to avoid that trap, build a head start for your child, and how to use Germany's tax structure to your child's advantage. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Essen, and on this channel, I share how to build wealth in Germany. Okay, let's start with what most families are doing for their child. They open a savings account, maybe a Tagesgeld or maybe a safe educational insurance product. It feels responsible with no volatility or scary stock market headlines. Inflation doesn't care about your comfort. Over 18 years, even modest inflation erodes purchasing power, and low-yield products rarely outpace it meaningfully after fees and taxes. Let me show you what that costs. If you invest 250 euros per month for 18 years, at a conservative long-term stock market average of 7%, you end up with roughly 102,000 euros. But you just paid 54,000 euros. That's a growth of almost 100%. Now compare that to saving 250 euros per month at 1 to 2% interest. You might end up with 60 to 70,000 euros instead of 100,000 euros. That gap, that's the stability tax. And what makes it worse is that most parents don't even realize they're paying for it. They think they're being prudent, but over nearly 2 decades, save has become expensive. And this is where it gets interesting. Because the biggest advantage your child has isn't higher returns, it's time. Because when you invest for yourself, you might have 30 to 35 years until retirement. Your child automatically gets 18 years before they even need access. And realistically, if the money stays invested until 30 or even 60, we're talking 30 to 60 years of pure compounding. That's not normal compounding. That's what I call the time multiplier effect. It turns that monthly 250 euros investment into serious capital. And what most of you underestimate is that the first 5 years matter disproportionately, because compounding needs time to snowball. When you delay investing by even 3 or 4 years because you'll figure it out later, that delay permanently reduces the end result significantly. Here you're probably thinking, but markets can crash. Yes, they will. Several times over 18 years. But over long rolling 15 to 20 year periods, global markets have historically delivered positive returns. Because volatility is temporary, time is structured, and this changes how you should think about risk. The real risk isn't short-term fluctuation, it's long-term hesitation. Now let's discuss the structural decision that determines whether your child keeps more of that growth or shares it with a tax office. This decision determines how much of that money survives taxes. You have two options. Option 1, open the account in your name. Here you keep full control. At 18, if your child wants to spend it on something questionable, you can intervene because you decide where that money moves. Sounds good, except it's tax inefficient because the gains are taxed under your allowance. In Germany, you get 1,000 euros per year tax-free capital gains. After that, there is a 25% capital gains tax plus solidarity surcharge plus potential church tax. Option 2, a real junior investment account. This is where things change. In a junior account, the money legally belongs to your child. That means your child is a separate taxpayer, and that unlocks what I call the family tax shield. With a non-assessment certificate, your child can receive well over 10,000 euros per year in capital gains tax-free, depending on their total income. And that's not a loophole. That's the system working exactly as designed. But at 18, control transfers fully to your child. You can't block withdrawals or reverse decisions. And this is where many parents hesitate. Most of you choose tax inefficiency because you fear misuse. But control is not the solution. Preparation is. I'll share that in a bit. But first, let me tell you why 90% of child savings plans fail. Just walk into a German bank and say, I want to save for my child. What do you often get? An education insurance policy, a managed fund with 1.5 or 2% annual fees, a savings account, or something labeled safe because safe feels good. Except over long time horizons, fees compound against you just as powerfully as returns compound for you. It's the money you lose because something feels comfortable. Over 18 years, investing in global equities is historically the most rational option. A globally diversified ETF tracking MSCI World or FTSE All World means your child owns thousands of companies worldwide. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Nestle, Toyota. Your child owns a small part of the whole global economy. And the global economy grows over time. Will there be a recession? Yes. Will the markets fall? Absolutely. But your investment horizon is longer than most crises. This is why automation matters. Just set up a monthly savings plan, ideally right after the Kindergeld arrives. That way you remove emotion and timing decisions. You let time do the heavy lifting. But here's something most people still miss. There's a tax optimization step that can significantly improve long-term efficiency. But before I share that, please hit the like button if you're getting value from this video, hit the hype button if you see it, and consider subscribing. Now we get into something most parents have never heard about. Let's say after several years, your child's ETF has strong unrealized gains. Because the account is in their name, and if you have applied for the NV certificate, those gains can be realized tax-free, meaning you can sell part of the ETF and immediately buy it back. The market exposure stays the same, but the purchase price resets higher. You might ask, why does this matter? When your child withdraws money later, say at 20 or 25, the taxable gain is smaller. You've already used up the tax-free allowance earlier, and that's totally legal, and almost nobody does this. Just make sure that you don't buy and sell simultaneously, as defined by the wash trade rules from BaFin. That's it, and this is important to keep an eye on your family health insurance limit. If your child earns too much capital income, it could affect family insurance eligibility. Currently, the threshold is roughly around €500 per month in income. For most normal ETF savings plans, that only becomes relevant at higher portfolio levels. Still know the rules, because optimization without awareness creates new problems. Let's zoom out a bit. Birthdays, educational milestones, special events. Your child doesn't need 14 stuffed toys. So instead, position yourself as the family's financial coordinator. Explain to friends or grandparents, instead of another toy, we are building an investment account. Even €50 from a grandparent becomes over €10,000 across 18 years before growth. Here your child doesn't just receive gifts, they receive ownership, and ownership changes behavior. Now, I'm not saying that you should stop giving your child gifts. I'm just saying that a calculated approach goes a long way. Because when children see their portfolio growing, something powerful happens. They stop seeing money as something to spend. They start seeing it as something that works. But this is where everything can still fall apart. Now, we need to talk about the real risk. It's not a stock market crash. It's what I call the 18-year cliff. Your child turns 18. They log into the account, they see €100,000, maybe even more. If they've been never involved in the investing process and never educated, that money can disappear faster than it grew. And the only way to avoid it is through gradual exposure. From age 10 to 12, show them the account. Explain compounding. When they use an iPhone, explain they are part owner of Apple. When they watch Netflix, explain ownership of global companies. Normalize investing not as something complex, but as something very obvious. By the time they turn 18, the account shouldn't feel like a jackpot. It should feel like a responsibility. And responsibility protects wealth far better than restrictions ever could. So here is a short roadmap that you can follow. Choose a broker offering a free junior investment account. I'll put my favorites below the like button. Complete identification, birth certificate, and tax ID. Select one globally diversified accumulating ETF. Set up an automatic monthly savings plan. Apply for the NV certificate once gains justify it, and gradually involve your child in understanding the portfolio. My goal for this video is simple and a bit selfish. I want your child to have all the success in the world. And when you give your child access to the investment account, I hope you remember watching a video from a random guy asking you to start investing for your child. If you're new to investing and want to know how to get started, you can watch this video. And in this video, I share exactly what I do with my salary as an employee in Germany.